G'day, it's Mark Rogan from O'Neill Real Estate. This is number 6 Dean Street in Kelmscott. A totally different kind of place. Not like another one. Well, I mean, if it is, I haven't seen the other one that it's like. It is very cool on so many levels. We will go and inspect all of those levels in just a moment. For now, where on earth are we? 6 Dean Street. Quiet little cul-de-sac street. There's not normally a bed on the verge, but it is Verge Collection Week, so, you know, the neighbours are taking care of their places, getting everything all cleaned up. This is the cul-de-sac. It is a very neat and tidy little place to be. Now, let's go and see the house. And I'm going to tell you some stuff as we go outside that will be important as well, so stick around for that. Obviously, if at any point you go, geez, this guy talks a lot and it's taking forever to watch this video, skip along, but you could miss important stuff, so maybe just bear with me. If you're buying a house based on a video, probably worth watching the whole thing. We have a security door on the front that's crim-safe mesh there, and not that it's, you know, an area where we're particularly worried about the crims, but those flies, if they want in, they want in, and you want to make sure you've got the right protection against all of that. So this is the coolness of 6 Dean Street. Look at this architecturally designed awesomeness. A very cool living space. A very cool living space indeed. That's a fireplace there. It hasn't been used for quite some time, I believe. However, there's nothing that informs us that it's not working fine. It's an open fireplace. Obviously, you'd probably, you know, pay to get a chimney sweep up there before utilising it, just to stop any issues there. But other than that, so far as we know, all is okay. The ducted air conditioning runs through the home, and those are just some cupboards. You want to have a look inside? Sure. Look, I guess, you know, you've seen all the pretty marketing photos. Why not focus on the boring stuff inside of a cupboard? There you go. Cupboards. A little different having that just as you walk into the house, but I did tell you 6 Dean Street in Kelmscott is a quirky kind of place. That is not the quirkiest thing you'll see. I will get to that in a minute. This kitchen is very functional. Whilst I say it's quirky, it's still got functionality to it. That living space at the front is very nicely done and very practical, but the kitchen works really well too. So decent sized fridge space there, and overhead cupboards, and so on and so forth. The laundry is, I believe we say, European style. Not done a lot of laundry in Europe, but apparently this is how you do it. It's inside of a cupboard. We have some additional storage there, and you can shut these cupboard doors and kind of forget all about it. And realistically, like, how much laundry space do you need? We're not dealing with, you know, buckets of nappies and stuff like that very often in 2025, and that's, you know, that was a different world back then. Now you chuck it in the machine gets finished, chuck it in the dryer, move on with your life. That is the meals area adjacent to the kitchen. There's a breakfast bar, seating arrangement at the kitchen bench. Coming this way, we have bedroom number 4 of 4, or a study, depending on how you need to set it up. That's a double bed that's in there. It's a good sized space. The main bathroom. Shower and bath. With a skylight. Now, that is the loft space. We'll go and have a look at that in a second. All right, that is bedroom number 3. I'm counting them backwards here, folks. That's bedroom number 3. Bedroom number 2. So they're all fitting a double bed. And the main bedroom number 1. We have built-in robes in here, and a sliding door that opens out to the little courtyard area there. I'll show you that from the other side in a moment. and the ensuite bathroom. It's not huge, but it has a shower and it has a toilet. Not massive, but it works, it's functional. And let me show you up into the loft. So I will pick this up in a second when I've opened it up. Boom, there we go. All right, so let's go upstairs and have a look at what is going on. Upstairs or up steps? So, this is your loft space. A very cool setup indeed. So you can tilt that skylight so you've got fresh air coming through, and it's actually a really pleasant little place to be. What you would use it for? Well, hey, you know your life, you know what you can make work. There's a little door out to a balcony kind of area there. I mean, whether or not you'd utilize that, who knows? But it's good fresh air. So that's what's going on up there. Now I will take you downstairs and have a look at what's happening further. Alrighty, let's go out the back and see what's going on there. Now, we've got a good amount of space out the side. And it all leads to this beautiful backyard. You might have seen a little bit of rust. That gutter is being replaced. We've got a structural report. Everything's structurally fine. Had the pest inspection. That's all good too. And bits of maintenance and things like that will be attended to. The gutter is going to be sorted. The rest of the items are maintenance, and they all will be as is. Now, let me tell you some stuff about what's going on down here, because I'm showing you the yard from sort of like there to there, but there's all that space too. So, bit of background. Years and years and years ago, when this was all subdivided, there was this portion of land here. This is essentially where the boundary is, and this land between it is owned by the Water Corporation. Now, the Water Corporation owns it, but they have never been the ones to look after it. There's never been a fence up, and it's always been treated as part of the yard of this property. Now, it is not part of the 759 square metre block. But it's always been looked after by whoever lived here, and they've used it as part of their backyard and all of that. They've looked after mowing it, taking care of it. The Water Corporation may have been on it at some stage, although the previous owners that I've worked with on this property have never had any contact from the Water Corporation around it. And yeah, that's sort of the background on it. So that doesn't form part of the 759 square metres, but for all intents and purposes, you know, you can kick a footy there. If you were to do anything in terms of development, obviously you don't own that portion of the land. It's not factored into that 759 square metres. It's not an easement, it's just their land. Water Corporation has a pipe running under it, and it is where it is. So you would have the option to put a fence up if you didn't want to deal with that. And then you could still, with that R1540 zoning, potentially be able to subdivide this. Now, from this fence here, which is it's on the boundary. So we look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit meters to this wall. Now, there is a flat roof patio veranda sort of running along here, which means that, and I'm no builder, so you'd have to talk to your builder about this, but you could potentially take that off in a structurally sound fashion, and create a driveway access to the rear so that you could do something at the back. But that is something for you to discuss with them and the City of Armidale. I'm just telling you that's the sort of potential that you could be investigating with all of this. I don't want to say that something has subdivision potential, because that's not up to me. Well, I can say it has potential. I'm not going to say it has subdivision approval, because that's not up to me. So that's one for you and the good folks at the City of Armidale to discuss. Also, maybe discuss it with the good folks at what I like to refer to as as the smart people, and that is Harley Dykstra Planning. I've had very good experience with them over the years, and I find they're very informative if you're having preliminary conversations about all of that. That is the survey peg that shows you that that is the line. So from there, imaginary line, through there. So there is, would normally be a fence there in an ordinary situation. There hasn't been. I think that makes sense. If you've got any further questions on it, we'd be more than happy to try and answer that for you. So that is the story with what is happening at 6 Dean Street in Kelmscott. It is a fascinating place, whether you're wanting to develop it or just enjoy it as it is. There's a whole lot to love about this one. Check out the Google Maps to see how close it is to everything. You can pretty much walk up the street, around that corner to my favorite coffee place in town. And there are cafes, gyms, shops, everything on your doorstep here at 16th Street in Kelmscott. Hopefully that shows you what you need to see. If you have any further questions, I look forward to chatting to you then. Cheers.